So luckily, I was able to take my GI Bill money, and I was able to go out there and take a class at a technical school to learn how to build websites back in 1997. Where So I'm going to take you on a little bit of story about my journey in this business. It started quite a long time ago when I started in this business. Back when like building websites was really difficult and SEO was really easy. Now it's kind of like the opposite. Like building websites is pretty easy. SEO is the really difficult thing. But I remember, back in 1997 when I left the military, and I had this thing called the GI Bill where they would give you money to like go to college or get further education or that sort of thing. Well, I was never the college material type. So what I did was I decided that this internet thing was coming along back in 1997 when AOL was sending out these little discs about, hey, you can get on the internet, you can dial up, and you had to use it through a telephone line. So if somebody called you, while you're on the internet, it would like knock you out and that sort of stuff. Like I'm going back like way back then with internet dial up. Before DSL, before all these high-speed internets, like that's when I got started. I think almost like 30 years ago, right? Like that's just crazy for me to think. But I seen the possibilities of what the internet could do when it was getting started, and I went on blind faith that I said, you know what? Like I believe like this is the future. This is where people are going to go to do business. So, like I said, I wasn't college material. I didn't want to, go. I tried college for a little bit. I took courses, in English and math and those sort of things, and they were just like high school courses, and unless they were just changed like the different numbers on the back end, like English, 101, and math, 102, and all these advanced type names that they put on those. And I knew that just wasn't for me. Like I went through a couple courses and I was just like, like that's just not for me. Like I want to go out there and I want to learn a skill set. And that's what I did. So I took my GI Bill money and they let me go to a technical school to learn how to build websites, right? Because I was a doer, right? I was somebody that, wanted to go out there and do things and create things. So luckily, I was able to take my GI Bill money and I was able to go out there and take a class at a technical school to learn how to build websites back in 1997, where people didn't even know like why they needed a website, let alone what the internet was. I was fortunate enough to where the military would pay that for me to do that skill set. And I went through it, and it was probably one of the most difficult things I ever did was learning technology and learning HTML and JavaScript and all those things. But I remember, being able to build my first website. And it took me 8 weeks to be able to do that. And I know that there's people out there that it takes them 8 hours to build a website. It took me literally 8 weeks. And I remember you had to have like a project website that you were going to build. So back then, after I left the military, I went to work for my dad, who had a local roofing company in Philadelphia, where I'm from. And I remember going to him like, hey, Dad, I've got to do this school project, and I've got to build this website. And my dad says, what's a website? And I was like, well, it's this like page like on the internet where like people can like learn about your business. And then my dad said, what's the internet? Right. So like, this is how long ago, like had no idea. And I was like, I'm going to build this website and people are going to find you on the internet. And then they're going to want to hire us and call us out to do estimates and do roofing jobs for their business. And I remember my aunt overhearing the conversation. She's like, I heard about that internet thing. That's like that World Wide Web. And I was like, okay. Like, and she's like, we're going to have people calling us from China to do roofs and stuff like that. And I was like, well, yeah, but like, I just had to build this for a school project. And like, I don't want people calling me from China and stuff like that. I said, listen, it's a school project. I just have to build this website. just to show that I can do it to get through this class. So finally, like I shut down all the noise and I said, I'm going to build you this website. And I got to tell you, after building that website for them and going through all the struggles and the technology that it took to build that website, they're very thankful that I built that website, because not knowing anything about SEO or website building or anything, I was able to build them a website. We were like the first in market in the city of Philadelphia, which is the 5th largest city in the United States. They were number 1 for all the roofing terms, right? They were number 1. Why? Because nobody else had a website. But I learned this skill of how to build websites, right? And then I was hooked. And then I seen business come in, not from China, but from local people in Philadelphia that were looking for roofing. And we had this website. And from there, like I was hooked. Like I saw the power of building websites. I saw the power of internet. I saw the power of learning this skill set to be able to generate customers for my father's roofing business.